get my 6. Okay, guys. As you can tell behind me, it's daybreak. I was in the house having my coffee when something slammed up against the side of the house. It wasn't a bird. Something hit the house, and then I could hear, not through the window and not through the door, but through the freaking wall of the house, like a whimpering, like a low, guttural whimpering. So I've come out. I brought the camera, and we're going to walk around the property, and we're going to attempt to capture sight or sound of the creatures at daybreak. I've already walked all the way around the house and there's nothing there. So whatever it was may have heard me coming out the back door and relocated elsewhere. So we've got to keep our eyes open. He, she, it, or they could be anywhere. They love the wood piles. For some reason, they're always messing around with the wood piles. So we're gonna check there first. That's a deer. That's a deer. See their tails. But keep your eyes on the tree line in the forest in the back. Watch for peekers. There's another deer up there at the top. The deer don't seem to mind going over that way. It wasn't a deer that ran into the side of the house, I'll tell you that. All right. Let's make sure nothing sneaks up on us from out of these wood piles. Gotta make sure nothing's coming up from behind us. This actually happened just before it was too late to see. I started to come out anyway. I even grabbed a flashlight, but by the time I got out, I didn't need it. I tell you, once day breaks, it gets light quick. Everybody who lives in the country knows this. Okay, not seeing anything here. Not seeing anything but piles of well-seasoned red oak. Okay, this is interesting about the deer. I said they didn't mind going up closer to the forest, but they've actually turned and come back. You can see there, they're now facing me and they've come back to me. So obviously they don't want to go in that forest. Proof in the tasting of the pudding here, folks. Here are the deer. I know it's a bit hard to see because it's still a bit dim. But there's something. Judging by the behavior of these wild animals, there's something just inside this tree line that is keeping them, preventing them from feeling safe about entering the forest. So let's continue to advance. Sounds like there's a bird up here trying to tell us something. Wait. I hear footsteps. Just inside the tree line up here and behind this big tree, this big oak tree. Those deer are still there. See, that's a deer. They don't want to come over here. So whatever potentially slammed up against the house may or may not be just inside this wood line. Oh God, did you hear that? You hear that? That's not a dog. Those are shrieking howls coming from the forest. Listen. That's a dog. That last was a dog. And the dog barked from close proximity to the shrieking howl. And that's the same direction from which a neighbor's dog has chased something over here twice from their place. Ironically, around the same time of day, just before daybreak in the pre-dawn hours. Let's go in here and scan the forest. Is that it? I'm zoomed in as far as I can zoom. Did you hear that? It's down there. It's down there. It either stepped on a branch and broke it, or banged against a tree. That may have been a tree knock. But it was right down there. It appears as if there may have been more than one. Did one knock down there to warn one above us? That's the brakes of a bus, school bus, early morning school bus. That's not a howl. We had guests this weekend. Looks like we left a couple of waters up here. I'll get those later. Okay, so those were the deer. I don't know if you saw the tails. Those were the deer. So we heard a knock down here, something breaking a branch. The deer, so whatever was in here that was keeping the deer out, circled back around this way, it appears, and the deer came here. So this thing's down here. Let's go. Let's go this way. They see something. So it circled around, scared the deer, snuck back through there while we were up there, and it's gotten too close for comfort to those dogs. My gosh, we walked right by that thing. Again, it eluded us. Again, unless if it wasn't alone, and there's another one down here. Everybody wishes they had a potential Bigfoot Sasquatch living in the woods behind their house until they end up getting a potential Bigfoot Sasquatch living in the woods behind their house. These suckers are so sneaky. They're so sneaky. Lead you to believe they're one place. You go there, and they slip right by you. Yeah. Those were those deer. So whatever made that noise down here spooked them. Obviously, it was there. Got by us somehow. The deer left. Now it's made its way back there about a half mile away to those neighbors that have dogs. They either saw it or smelled it. You could tell by the way they were going off. So there could be one right in here looking at us right now, and we'd never see it if it didn't want us to. You only see these things when they want to be seen.